2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I don't think I can bump the mic up at all. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Dropping the like that. Okay, 25, 30, minus 20. Going up and up and up. Up and up and up and up and up, up, up. Up some more. Alright. Starting to get there maybe? Humming. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Well, okay. This is something. This might be alright. I don't know if I should crank it up even more so that I can talk at comfortable room volume. This is not a good microphone at all, like on any possible planet. Well, let's see how this goes, I guess. Somebody sending a message somewhere. Oh, gee whiz. I have no idea how this is looking, so I'm checking my own stream. Well, it's kind of moving. One thing I noticed is that it's not taking up the full screen, and I don't know how to make it do that. I'm glad nobody's watching this right now. Can I? Did that do anything? Maybe it did. Alright. No idea if this is properly going or not. It's not looking like it. Oh man, this is totally screwed. Oh, maybe not. Okay, well. Phew. Turn the audio off of my phone so I don't hear myself. And I will proceed under the assumption that things are actually working. Might be wishful thinking though. Another thing I'm going to try and look at is I don't see chat on here. Good golly, Miss Molly. That's what I'm doing. I'm learning how to do this. Relearning how to do this. Once you take a big break from streaming, you forget a lot of stuff. Got a bit of a face change. Seems alright actually. Yeah, I'll leave it. Something at the shin. Mouth down a little bit. Oh, I'll just leave it. Let's open up the Hobbit present today. Got a tome of tracking. Oh boy. Well, that is something. just, I don't think this resolution works very well on this. It might on a full computer screen, but it's looking kind of chunky.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Subscriber buffs.
What can I do for you?
Subscriber buffs are activated.
Oh, good day.
Go to Winter Home. See the Yule Festival. I'll hop onto my exquisite hobby horse. Virtue, embers and virtue. Okay, change my virtue. Next, my valor. The excess. What's the next one? Confidence. Yeah. Definitely wit. Yeah, I'll go with that. Let's get some wit. Keep my wits about me. Grab some snowball.
Greetings, friend.
And get a bit of extra virtue. XP. And collect the quest from this guy.
I'll not be ignored.
This is a horrible quest. This is my least favorite one of all of them. The guard says, "Oh, we can't have this." No, indeed. The mayor's instructions were incredibly clear. Those beggars need to move off. I don't care where they go, but they can't have the good patrons and patronesses seeing them like this. The mayor wants this town to look pristine and happy and clean as long as the Yule festivities go on. Those beggars must get off the streets at once and clear out. Are you looking for something to do between festival games? I'll give you a nice reward if you clear out those beggars. I have my hands full with my other guard duties right now. Sure he does. Jerk. And the abominable snow beasts.
Will you let me speak my piece?
Lord Fingray, I see you've been enjoying the many offerings of Winter Home this season. For my part, I've striven to keep peace both inside and out of town. I'll spare you a long tale. Mayor Goodnoy has passed driving out the family of snow that lingered since winter home was founded. The beasts move further away each winter. Personally, I think they hate the noise and cheer. You've had your share of merriment, have you not? Why don't you head out there and bring some of your own variety of Yule cheer to these beasts? If you can drive them off, I think we'll all feel safer. No. Yeah. I'm using this mount. I'm just relearning how to stream, and it's been a bit of a challenge. And this poor guy.
It's a sorry
Don't
day.
leave. But Guard Kimber just told me to leave a few hours ago, so I did. And this is where I ended up. Where should I go now? Somebody else is going to get it, so I'm not going to read his dialogue. It's too sad. I can't. This is for fun, and I'm going to get this out of the way.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
And good evening. By the way, yes. Cold as ice. That's the name of this festival quest.
Might I take a moment
I
of your
cannot
time?
believe it, Glorfingway. Guard Kemper and the Watchmen have been making an effort to keep those less fortunate in the festivities. But I never thought that some of our own patrons would drive them out. Where will they go? I'm sure a few will sneak back in. It's only got tougher for them of late. The harsh chill of frost grips has taken hold on Frostbluff, and I fear those are forced outside of the walls of Winterhome. Please, Glorfingman, can you help them? I can't stop working for fear of losing my wages. But maybe you can do something about those greens I've seen gathering at the frozen pond north east of here. It's only a matter of time before they move closer. Drive them off. My friends depend upon it. It's a repeatable quest that I have previously completed. I have to chase off those people that are less fortunate and tell them to go somewhere else and not lower the morale of the party goers. This quest is called Making Mischief. This is my attempt at some voice acting.
Can I speak with you a moment?
What kind of voice do I give this guy? Back again? Maybe I spoke unjustly the first time we met. Mayor Goodnose wished to please folk like you. The reason folk like me go hungry this winter. You don't seem a bad sort, despite the mayor seeming to like you. If you want to earn yet more favour with me and my fellows here, you surely won't object to playing a little prank on the mayor for the sport of the real townsfolk. The mayor has some fireworks stored near the festival area, and he's intent on saving them for just the right moment. If you set them off where they are, you'll ruin the show, at least for him. While the patrons are distracted, you should pinch Frostbluff coins from their pockets. I can think of better uses for those coins. Yeah, I was. And that quest tasks me with setting fireworks off from chicken pockets. I tell this poor lady to
Hello
know
there.
herself in the biblical sense and go somewhere else. And this fellow.
Hello there.
And I want to get this out of the way. This is, I think, the last guy.
Hello there.
Sorry, bud. I'll make it up to you later when I give you some of my festivity coins. The empty keg emergency.
I do not ask
It's
much
not my
of you.
fault. It's not my fault the kegs are nearly empty. I'm overworked, I am. Have you ever seen a body so overworked as myself? I'm so overworked that today I've decided I've just about had enough and want to try some of the events for a change instead of running them. The problem is, I fell asleep afterwards. I was all tuckered out. Patrons are complaining that some of the kegs are empty. Can you bring this to refill them? I'd do it, but I was promised a dance. Yeah, there you go, pal. And there's one tidying up. This is a fun one. And I would love to do that. And that would be kind of cool. This is an MMO. There's limitations. Startling limitations. This one is
I
tidying
do
up.
not ask much of you.
You know, Lord Fingray, some days I really loathe this job. Mabel never pulls her weight. I swear I'd give anything to trade with those beggars. They've really got it easy compared to me. The worst of it is to be the garbage left by some of the sloppier festival patrons. Stinking, slimy garbage and refuse all around the eating contest. The mayor's wife demands that the patrons don't see any of it, but it keeps piling up. I can't bear to touch the stuff myself. Don't even want to look at it. Mabel keeps saying she's too busy. Say, you don't look too busy. Of course I'm not. And this is evidently Mabel. Mabel Mitford. And I don't think I'm going to try to do a convincing female voice. I'm still a little under the weather. Stuffing the stuff.
Would you do something for me?
Are you here to help me? I'm so busy. I don't know what to do with myself. There's so many hungry patrons to serve. Would you be so good as to prepare some ingredients so that the feasting folk don't go without a fair portion? Let's see. We'll need loaves of bread, bowls of berries, mushrooms and eggs. The pies are still doing fairly well for now. The hard part is the mayor's wife wants only the best, so the ingredients must be collected fresh from all about. Hope you have some sturdy shoes with you. Then this is about £1,000, I think. Unwilling firewood. That was a fun one. You kill wood troll for firewood.
Would you do something for me?
As you know, the mayor demands a very best of everything and likes to have a say in all that goes on here. He requires that we use the very best firewood that can be got. Fortunately for us, the firewood comes from the very angry trees. I've never seen anything like it, really. Trees rage and flail their limbs as we chop them down. I'm still very scratched up from the last time I wrecked, so do you think we could collect wood? It's almost like they're not trees at all. Of course they're not trees. And there's all this garbage to clean up and stuff. I'm gonna go over here and pick a snowman to make so that I can gather things up efficiently. And that is somebody's kite. I think it's a dragon kite. And there's a lot of people around, so the latency is a bit high. It's a little choppy, I think. Virgil
Hello,
Greenfield.
friend. Could you help me with something?
Ah, so you want to give it a try. It's not easy, I'll tell you that. You've seen the ice sculptures in Winterhome, have you not? My work is brilliant, at least most of the time. I'll admit it, I've been having more trouble with this project than my last. I simply can't keep this field filled. The mayor's getting frustrated. Whether it's the winter conditions or some of these blasted snow beats, my snowmen keep getting destroyed. It's hard to stay passionate when you're working wrecked every single day. Maybe you can help though. See if you can craft more of my snowmen, make the field an amazing sight to behold. That's right, I'm going to do that. And this has been my go-to, the classy snowman. But if you would like to see another one, I will make one. The easiest one, obviously, and you get the same XP with the broken snowman, and it's deemed an accident. I'm betting that audio's going. I'm going to turn the volume up on my monitor and see if it's... Yep. Seems to be. Seems to be trying to go, but it's not seeming to know what the source is supposed to be. Yeah, focus on finding out how to reestablish the window that I want. Close the launcher because I don't want my account details displayed if it accidentally opts for that. I think we're in business. I think we're back in business. Darkness! Darkness! Okay. Okay. So, as I was saying, we've got the virtual mitten wearing snowman, scarf, and the hat wearing one, the cap wearing. You've got a pipe, a cap, a carrot, 2 sticks, probably some acorns. So did you have one in particular you wanted seen made? I'll leave it up to chat to decide. Also remove the interface. Turn the names on. You get to pick the one that I make if you like, or if you say screw it, do whatever you want, I'll do whatever I want. Is my audio going through, by the way? I just reloaded my OBS, and I don't know if the... Okay. Well, I like to keep it classy. So I opt for the classy snowman. Super. I'm going to grab a stick, or 2 sticks. Grab one, and then another. And I'm going to grab an acorn. And I use key bindings. Like delete usually selects the nearest selectable thing, and the U key uses it. But I've decided since the end key is so close to the delete key, you can use that instead of U or U. So I've bound end to what used to be U for U. So it's really easy. I don't have to do too much mouse clicking. Just get really close to something. Go push, push, delete and end real quick. Don't even need to use my mouse. Funny thing is, they said that there's smelly garbage and all that. I guess there could be if there's a fire pit next to the table. So I can imagine smelly garbage being there. An unsightly spill. Grimy dish. So I gotta do a fair bit of cleanup. 10 of each thing. But in the cold, things don't get too stinky too quickly. It takes quite a while. I've got a fire nearby, but I've been in the elements before, even with a campfire. Even in snow, you got a fire pit like that without walls. That does what's commonly known as F-all. As far as keeping warm, you practically have to be making love at that fire pit to keep warm when it's cold. And whatever you have presented to the fire pit at less than half a meter away, that'll be warm. The other side of you will not be. So you got some moving to do. I almost jokingly said, that's why I keep a fire in my tent. But I don't want to advise anybody to do that. That's carbon monoxide, that is. So we just let a stink bomb off as a festival consumable. Or something that would leave me slimed and limping. This is not the most exciting quest. It gives me your festival tokens. And there's the top hat from a classy snowman. I get to tell this wretched guard that I've completed his task.
This is intolerable.
I don't see any bacon lording about now. Whatever you said didn't seem to do the trick. I was promised here's a reward for the favor you did me. Now the mayor will be pleased, which means that I will be pleased. And that's always just how I want it. Do know yourself, good sir. Know yourself. Okay. Get on my hobby horse. And now,
Could I speak with you a moment?
Lord Finquist, come back to visit. That's enough to brighten my day, for it needs brightening. And as I walked to work this morning, I passed the good people of our town who are even worse off than myself. I had nothing to give them. It's the same every morning, every night. I count myself very lucky for what I have, but my life would be better yet if I had the ability to give. All of my wages go to feeding my children and to paying the taxes on our home. If only there was something I could do. Perhaps Mayor Goodnow will give us more wages soon, and then we'll be able to share my good fortune with the less fortunate. No, this quest will consume 5 your festival tokens, which I don't mind. I've got 300 and something. It's a repeatable quest that I previously completed. So I'm giving her
What can I do
a
for
festival
you?
coin. And you get a festival coin.
Greetings, friend.
And I'm going to clean up some of this garbage here. The progress bar says, ew, and then much better after it's done. Come on, everybody. I'm nearly done with this chore. Time to set off some fireworks. Blasted fireworks! Yes, they are blasted. Back up a little bit. Click on her, him, her. Then when these other rings light up, I'll click on them. Her. And you get a pickpocket. And you get a pickpocket. Everybody gets a pickpocket. Enjoy the show. The price for it was just meager. I'll hop back on my horsey. And I think there's a scarf over here for me to get. Yep. Grab the scarf. hop back on my horse when I'm done. And this fellow over here gets a token.
How can I be of service?
And let's see if I'm going to do the Frost Bluff Theater quest.
Could I take a moment of your time?
Ah, you've returned. Perhaps today you'll have better luck seeking an ode to old Blood Tusk. I look forward to hearing what you have to say about it. Attend a performance at the Frost Bluff Theater. Maybe it'll be in progress, maybe not. It's in progress. Oh, this is almost over, so I'm going to get this quest really easy. Of course you get one. Doing an emote. Oops. Turn the names off. This is the best I can do with the crude elements that I'm doing here. But you get a Yule Festival token too. And the thing is ended. I'm about to get credit for attending a performance. And the actors teleported over here, so that quest was nice and easy. I didn't have to star in it or do anything, just sit and watch.
How do you do?
And since I am going to a place where I need to clear out some enemies, I'm going to call my archer, whom I have named Glorfinia. I'm going to hop on my hobby horse and get right to it. And you get a Yule Festival coin, buddy.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
Hoping this guy's here. Nope. I'll cash in my first quest for the day, for the Yule Festival Daily. I'm going to open my Yule Festival gift, see what I get. I got 3 Yule Festival tokens, which is fine. Not too fussed by that. Riding to the mushroom tent. And I can tell you that in this weather, growing mushrooms in a tent would take some interesting, I mean, they did what they could to make it believable, but that would be some creative stuff. 1 of 5 mushrooms, 2 of 5, that's 3 of 5, and I'm going to go back to the city because there's some things I need to deal with to complete my circuit more efficiently. Got 5 mushrooms. need to get, I need to bake bread. You'll see my rationale shortly, but I need to bake some bread, get that keg, and slip past the guard to replace the keg. And grab some coal for the eyes. Oh, I've given the festival tokens away, so I can cash that in.
How can I be of
Oh no,
service?
that was from the pickpocketing. That was quite a display, Gosling, mate. Judging by how close they were, I warrant you set the man to a fit and disrupted things rather nicely. Well done, well done. Yeah, you should keep half of what you managed to collect. These coins here will be enough to spread out among my friends, and they won't go hungry tonight. I couldn't really steal his stuff if I wanted to. But I wouldn't. Alright. One thing of bread. Oops, I have to face the oven the whole time. There's a second bit of bread. And the third bit of bread. I wish my soldier didn't spawn on top of me when I summon them, or when I get off of my mount. Just kind of reflected on my vocabulary there. That's not the best choice of words. Alright, here's your keg.
Tell me what you need
Tidying
or
up that
move
I did for
along.
you.
Tell me what you need or move along.
How about you go sit on something sharp? Palomino. Alright, going back to this little circuit. I don't know if you recall, but that guy said, hey, please spread some cheer to these snow beasts that are just trying to hibernate for the winter. Gotta find some sleeping. Alright. I know you're minding your own business, but here, I'm gonna get all three of my cheers in done really quick by clicking that little thing there. So I don't have to do just like this one and then that one. There's another one somewhere. Head over. Start picking some berries. And in one of the quests that I was given, he said, hey, those snow grims are causing a fuss. I can tell my soldier, I can just tab to click an enemy, tell her to shoot him. 2 of 4, 3 of 4, and 4 of 4. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'm not the only one using the skipping thing. Hop on my hobby horse. And the unwilling firewood, when they don't act like trees, they probably aren't trees. That is a correct anatomical observation. Basically wood trolls. So, you get kind of firewood. So do you. So do you. I'll whip out my actual stick for the next one. I'll use my voice for these two. Let's see. I need two more. That's that. I got that. I'm so high level I can't aggro them unless I do something. And I need to get eggs from Cluckland. Need two more. They're level 10, I'm level 155. I'll build the snowman here. There's a nice classy snowman. And I don't need my soldier right now. And that's that. I tell him that I've finished his snowman.
How can I be of service?
I like the way you work. Your work is almost as good as mine. Maybe you can help me out some more tomorrow. I'm sure if you keep trying, you can do even better. Here's some coins for your hard work. I promise you, you might get lost at first, but after you've done it a couple hundred times, you know pretty much every square inch of it. But for me,
What can I do
it's
for
chill,
you?
practically cozy, even
How
with
can
all
I be
the
of service?
skullduggery that I have to do. Oh, I gotta give a Yulefest token to Barrett Noel or whatever his name is. I can't
It's
believe I
a
remembered
sorry
his name.
day.
Since I did his quest for the snow bee.
This is intolerable.
They won't budge. I can't say that I'm surprised. In any event, thank you for taking time out of your stay to help. Blah, blah, blah. You jerk. Don't want to talk to him anymore. The swan. My goodness. The swan. Oh. Gosh, they've been there for so long I didn't even remember. I have some cool baubles that I can give them a boost with. I'll give a white glow here. And I'll give a red. Thought I had well, I know I have a purple somewhere. My goodness, where are my candles? Oh, there they are. I'll give a purple one here. orange one kind of tucked between these two. And I'll squeeze a yellow here. And a green on this side. Somebody greeted me in Kinchet and I missed it. I got those candles last year and I spent money just so I can get them all. It showed what a sucker I am. I bought Mithro coins to be able to do it. And I'll show you what you can do when you put a whole bunch of them in one spot. Put all of them in one spot. And that's all of them. Do you have a headache? Do you want one? Step right up to this. Cold as ice.
What can I do for you?
And a charitable spirit. Turning those in.
Greetings.
And I've done 10 out of 10 quests. There are more that I can do. Whoops, I had the wrong tab open with the wrong set of commands. Meant to mount up, not drop the golden bean, but here we are. You get a golden bean, buddy. Enjoy the headache. So that was like the wrapper quest for the 10 minimum. There's a few more I can do, and I'll go ahead and do that. There's one called a mission to bring good cheer, so I'm going to port myself to Rivendell. Actually, I'm going to get off my horse to do that because I used the Whimsy teleport. And I got that from the coffer, so it's the same one that gives me the skipping and yeah, I think somebody was on a regular mount or one of theirs. And I'm going to show you the whimsical speed. One's kind of cute. Got the carrots or turnips and a little kitty. Bags of goodies. Horse with the laurel crown and tail with garlic. This is Rivendell. There's the last homely house. Over there. So this is the Rivendell Valley, and at night you see the stars and the constellations match ours. So it's pretty any time of year, but the Rivendell always looks like this. It's only certain zones that have a true seasonal change. And these icons would be red X's. Those are mission givers. I'm going to do 2 super easy missions for super easy XP. This guy's a total Celebrier. This is the first of the further adventures of Bilbo Baggins. This guy reminds me
I
of...
probably worry for nothing. When we find Bilbo, we will laugh long and well, but not before.
This guy reminds me of the character Percy Weasley. This way, Glorfingly. Perhaps someone has seen Bilbo in the past few minutes while we've been discussing his absence. That would be worthy of laughter indeed. Oh, Lord Elrond has emerged from his library. Let me speak for us, Glorfingly. My Lord Elrond, a very good afternoon to you. Elrond says, is it? I merely thought. Why would it not be? Is there a reason it may not be? Calm yourself, Celebrier. These are dark times. Even in Ladros has been touched by the concerns of the world. Fell powers have awoken. The servants walk again in Middle-earth. So it is not a good afternoon. Be not so crestfallen. I was deep in thought, forgot my courtesies. I bid you good afternoon as well, but I deem that was not the purpose for which you stopped me. No, it's true, my Lord Elrond. You see, Glorfingly wished to ask you something. I just think he's very Percy Weasley-esque. This talking is tripped up my coughing trigger a bit. What is it, my friend? You may speak freely. Even should Celebrier if you dare to do so. You tell Elrond that you have not seen Bilbo Baggins around Rivendell for some time. You wonder at the hobbit's absence. Elrond frowns, puzzled. I've not seen him today. I've only just come from my library. He's taken to walk in the valley of late. Perhaps my daughter, one of my sons, have seen him outside. Speak with them, and with Glorfindel. If should happen to be closer, that they've been with Mr. Baggins, and you're worried those of Celebrier are unfounded. Spoiler alert, they're not unfounded. We'll speed up this walk a bit. And this is Arwen. Bilbo Baggins. I've not seen him today, but my thoughts have been elsewhere. On this day, I might have walked right by him without noticing him. Or perhaps not. He's always been quick with a greeting and a smile wherever our paths have crossed. I would have seen him. I think you will not find him up the hill, for I just came from there. On cool days such as this, he's most often seated in the house, composing songs and melodies by the fire. If he's not to be found within, you may discover him walking the lanes of Ladros, admiring the trees and flowers. I'm sorry to be of little help. Perhaps someone else has seen him. So, go back over the bridge, and this is kind of funny. This river is called the Bruinen. And I was always annoyed that these waterfalls were so loud, but Bruinen in Elvish means the loud water, so it makes sense. So I go back. Where's Elrond? He says, my daughter has not seen him either. And my main character used to be named Fingway. Glorfingway basically means gold Glorfingway and Glorfingway and Glorfindel. The thing that they have in common is that I kind of model myself after Glorfindel. Just a bit. And he's a very storied character and basically a hero among elves. Is it true that Bilbo Baggins has gone missing? You tell Glorfindel that you've not given up on the search, that Bilbo may yet return somewhere in Rivendell. The Elf Lord nods. That is the most likely outcome. I would advise you to remember the hobbit to whom you speak. Bilbo is more susceptible to adventures called than most of his kind. I will search for him as well. So, and this is one of Elrond's sons, Elro here. Word travels quickly, friend. I know for whom you search. My brother has gone inside to see if Bilbo fell asleep in the Hall of Fire again, or if he's lost track of the time while working in his quarters. Eladad should soon return to tell us which of these two is the answer to his disappearance. Ah, here he comes. Any sign of our hobbit? No, my brother. None have seen Bilbo anywhere. Well, that stinks. Well, think we'll keep looking. Spoiler alert, he is not here. This is just the walk that I've opted for, the whimsical walk. This one's not a mount, like if I do move default, my guy would just be walking like this. This is kind of his normal walking or normal run, and this is his normal walk. I'm going to cash in this quest. None have seen Bilbo Baggins within the house or in the Vale since yesterday, Glorfindel. Some of my folk believe he may be found in a quiet, sunny place at which to ride, or perhaps has fallen asleep somewhere among the trees, and will awake rested, refreshed, and bemused by the worry of it. But we may need to consider another possibility. You know of the secret company that recently departed in Ladders. It was decided in the council that Bilbo should not become part of that fellowship. Now, I wonder if something might have driven one to follow after them. We cannot discount the possibility that a hobbit may not be in complete control of his feet or his sense of beauty, and both of these might send him in pursuit of that secret company. I do not believe it is so. Neither should we dismiss it out of hand. Leave that mission and get a mission reward. Normally that would have been done in about a minute. When you read the quest text, the story is richer, but it takes much longer. I thought for certain we would find Bilbo by now. No Percy? We have not. Cash that in, and there's one more that's super quick, and I am not going to do too much reading. This is kind of self-explanatory.
We will need a distraction if you are to rescue Bilbo from Goblin Town. I will provide it.
So there's some nasty orcs over here, all of whom I could smoke like a cheap cigarette without any fuss or trouble whatsoever. But the point is to not be seen by them in order to do this mission successfully. And because I've done it many a time, I know where the hidden key is. All the mysterious hiding places. Also, if you make certain choices, like I'm on mission 7, in mission 6, you basically learn where to look, depending on your choice on mission 6. So just for kicks, I'm going to make a wrong choice first. And I'll be fighting enemies that are my level. I'm a little bit under-geared, but not that badly. Oh no, look what I did. Stun me, will you? That's that. Looking under a suspicious rock. Oh my goodness, that was the right place. How did I know to look there? Well, one thing is I forgot to have the standalone skill on. I normally have a soldier with me to do extra damage. I forgot about that. So, yeah, it did take a bit. I've been doing such low-level stuff that I forgot what same level stuff was. That, and I forgot to buff myself. Went from 297,000 morale to 331. Okay. So yeah. No biggie. I'm gonna bring back my Tom Bombadil walk. Smooth, windy. And I'm gonna use the little map to go back to winter home. I wonder how I'm going to go ahead and, after I cash this in, do a horse race. I haven't lost a horse race in 4 years, and I lost it 4 years ago due to lag. I tend to not do so well if I know somebody's watching. I'm curious if that psychological phenomenon will persist here. It doesn't matter if I lose a race, I just wait a couple of minutes and redo it. It's a very simple thing. You just have to beat a timer and do a little obstacle course thing. The tricky thing that you want to avoid is going off that rickety bridge.
A lovely day, isn't
Going
it?
into the mire and it slows you down. Going straight to 3 festival grounds. I'll grab the festival quests here that are really easy. One of them is to pick up boar meat for the festivities, and the other is to pick up a keg.
Would you do something for me?
So this is the ale keg one. And this is the boar meat one.
Would you do something for me?
But before I do those, I'm going to do the horse race. And this is the Brie festival area. And with all festivals, there is something that takes place here. And it's 4 dawn right now, I believe. Yep, 4 dawn. So the sun will be rising soon. I'm not really that pressured. I don't see that I could really mess this up.
Could I speak with you a moment?
But I might fumble on one. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Da-da-da-da. I've been leveling up so much with festivals and not questing in the level area that I've been at when I'm moving gear that's a little bit a few levels under. Not too bad though. That was easy. The graphics engine's a bit dated, but I would still say that the game looks pretty good for being almost 19 years old.
Hello there.
Get some boar meat. I really don't have to worry about fighting anything or aggroing anything. If you are an enthusiast for the lore, this game is something quite special. Everything has a bit more meaning. I don't know if you want me to discuss any of the lore components, because it could seem a really good anesthetic to somebody who really isn't that interested. But if you have any questions or whatever, I'd be happy to answer anything. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. That's funny. Usually what happens is somebody sees something or they get curious about something. They say, why did that go down like that? We got one more thing of boar meat to get. I'm going to get on my fast horse. This is my fastest horse. Run into the keg. Honestly, if the quest had the good story, and I haven't done it yet, and I'm in the mood to read the quest story, those will pretty much always win out as far as that goes. If it seemed a bit meaningful, that's what kind of does it for me as far as that goes. But for festival quests, trying to think. I think the one that I like the most is, even though it's long and boring, is the Frost Bluff Theater. When you act, you have to target the audience and do an appropriate emote as part of your performance. If you pick an inappropriate one, you'll get a marker to have people throw rotten fruit at you. If you do a proper one, you get flower petals thrown at you. I also kind of like taking out henchmen or bosses. And here's your boar ribs.
Greetings, friend.
Here is your keg.
Greetings, friend.
And this is not an RP server, so you're not likely to see as much music and stuff being played by bands and things. But I can take a look around Braytown to see if anybody has anything going. Sometimes, even at Frostbluff, you'll see people playing music from time to time. And this is Bree's, you know, if you remember from the movie, Bree, where the Fellowship meets Strider. There isn't anything playing here. There definitely is on an RP server somewhere. And this, as you might guess, promising timing. I can go inside, give a little tour there. This is Barliman Butterbur. He's the proprietor. And over here was where Bilbo was dancing and slipped in the ring, slipped on his finger, and alerted the bad guys to go get him. Down the hall. I think this is that their room. Oh, that's, yeah, that was a Hobbit exit. It's been a minute since I've been in here. There's a Hobbit room in here somewhere. And I can't find it. This guy's a jerk. It's like a kitchen. I'll be darned. That's an exit, I believe. Sure. I don't think they keep the Hobbit rooms upstairs. I think they keep them down. And that's an exit. Oh no. This guy has a quest, and you might guess by looking at him who this guy is. I haven't done the quest. I skipped it. I did so much leveling with when you mean everyone, you mean like the other players? The chances, well, this is the EU server, so right now in the EU it's past midnight. So this is prime time for America, North America, Canada, South America. Well, they are, but this is an EU server. Like if I go to a RP server, especially it's kind of prime time, I can do that actually. If you'd fancy me doing that, or if there's a place you'd like to see, there's people in the festival areas. There's people in the areas where they're trying to get goodies, but like it's legit 2, 3, 4 in the morning in much of the EU right now. I really don't know. Some people, especially on RP servers, some people go all out with their home decorating. Well, that's the other thing I can do. I can kind of more easily show my place. It's kind of a place where I keep my decorations. The house inside really isn't that decorated, but outside I have all kinds of utility things. So when I zap myself to my home, I have a 2 hour, 20-minute cooldown on my ingredient crates. But this is actually a hobbit, river hobbit living area, and I will go see how somebody else decorates their place. But there was some latency. This is the river hobbit area. This is called Lindleby. So this place is owned by somebody. It didn't have their name, but they have their own ingredient crates, and they have like a forge to forge things, an oven to cook things, and a workbench to craft things, and a study to craft scholarly stuff. You can have your doors locked, or you can, it depends. You can either let people go inside and look because you want to show your house off, or you can keep it locked. I'll see if these people nope, they do not let people go inside. But this was how they decorated their yard, and they do have some fancy schmancy pants stuff. And this is one of the nicer fountains that you can get. And it's a swan fountain. And this is a big geode from Moria. Somebody must have gotten in an instance or bartered for a giant geode. See if we can find somebody that liked to show off the interior of their house. Got a Drepo. This guy's got a bit of hobbit theme going. He's got a mushroom tent and a windmill. Sundial, I believe. Food table and a rack over the fire. And you've got this kind of fountain that looks kind of like a Bury fountain or oh, it's a Hobbit fountain, of course. Sure. They even have as a decoration like visitor. We got a welcome mat. See if they let people in. Nope. That's a started to take a peek, but they're like, nope. And that's fine. They can do that. Some people like to show off the inside of their house. Some don't. There are varying qualities. You can pay for them with mithril coins or housing writs. You can get those from the LOTRO store. It's hard for me to remember what the price was, but I think here's kind of the rub. If you're a subscriber, you don't pay any upkeep for a premium house. This is a premium house. But you can decorate a premium house a lot more than you can the standard houses. This property looks pretty barren. Oh, this guy. That character's name is Noctis. Yeah, because I decorated the crap out of my yard. I'll go back to my house. But as soon as they release the Rivendell housing, I'm gonna sell my house here and go all out on this. But I made this hobbit area look like an elf sanctuary. And I even, with missions, like, I even have like an Aragian elven bell tower, and I placed it right for the door. This is to try to give it a look. I positioned it a certain way so I can at least get in that way. But once I go inside here, it's really barren and empty. Like, I just did some stuff with the floors and walls. And this is something that'll teleport me to the new area from the new expansion. And it's obscured by the short roof. Yeah, but like, this is basically empty. And this one's kind of empty. I threw this got a little kitty over there. Sleeping brown cat. Just for funsies, I put the sleeping brown cat where there's water. He walks on the water. And I've collected over time some of these Karash Galathon coat of arms. Over here, hold on just a sec, I gotta get a coughing spell out of the way. And I let go of my mouth because I noticed what that looks like. And yeah, there's a I got a fountain that I put in here. It's a treasured fountain of remembrance, or remembrances. And I have no idea where I got it, because I've been playing for so long. This is a place where you can teleport to other places. This will take me to Swan Fleet. I think if I click on that, there's a dais. If you click the dais, it changes the color. Right now it's like an angry, a little calmer. It's just a decorative item, it doesn't really do much. And this will take you to Karash Galebran and I'm assuming, I don't know 100%. Karash Galebran was the home of the Gwathi Mirdain. Gwathi Mirdain were like the elves who made the Rings of Power. And the one who taught them how to make Rings of Power at this period in history was able to make himself look super pretty boy. And he called himself Anatar, which was the Lord of Gifts. And he taught the Gwathi Mirdain all kinds of secrets, how to make some high-tech an in-game wife? I didn't. I just have my soldier. I just missed her, but I didn't. I don't recall. I mean, I have soldiers in the yard that are decorations. You may not be tripping. I don't know. But this is a hobbit house and kind of a holder for stuff I want to put in my elvish house. But what I did do, I hid it. That door takes you to basically Mordor. And I'm going to walk towards it. I hid something under the floor. And I have seen people get startled by it. Well, I think I have some outside. I don't know about inside. I've had, I haven't even, since I moved servers from a 32-bit server to a 64-bit server, and I never did reestablish everything how I used to have it. So I have a housing chest full of decorations, and I just don't want to go through the trouble to do all that. I burnt out pretty fast doing that. I was also doing multiple servers because I was doing my thing in my main area. This place I like the best in terms of how it looks. I have special lighting. I added rainbows, gold floor, and all that. This was the room that I decked out, I think, the most. But most of these rooms are just empty. And if I'm going to take the time to decorate everything, it's funny, the weather's going to change as my ambiance loads. My music. And I have a house by a waterfall, but the reason I chose this address is because it's near all the goodies and services you can access for cheap. This is the Glittering Elven Pavilion. So, like, when you get a premium house, the other thing you can do is give an ambiance to the atmosphere. You can do a theme song for the outside. You have a lot more hooks to decorate. So I have statues and stuff that I've accumulated through years of playing. So when I get my Elvish house, it's going to be pimped like you wouldn't believe. Use the most sophisticated and elegant language possible. One of my favorites is this pavilion. I have guards and stuff, a barber, a banker, and in here I have a crafting area, so I can farm, cook, use the forge, craft at a desk, click on this to summon a vendor to buy ingredients. I have some decor from ages past. Got a training dummy, I put some trees. It's a pretty area. But I look mostly forward to doing all this at the very top. Like the tippy top with that? I don't think so. That would be cool, but I don't think that that's possible. But it also looks like a challenge. Like, how can I possibly arrange that? I think the answer is you can't, Morphing Way. I don't even think I could make it look like I'm sliding. This is something there's ways to break physics. Oops, wrong way. Oh wow, he steps down that. I'm doing a dance. I can turn and make him do crazy things to break physics that way. But if there's a surface to walk on, he'll walk on it. I expected him to keep walking straight off. I don't even know if this is high enough to get hurt from falling. Yeah. Yep. He didn't appreciate that very much. There are vistas, but it's raining here. The reason why it looks so golden is that's my ambiance. But there are vistas in this area. In the when the sun's out, the skies are clear. It's super pretty. And now it's a bit rainy and gray. There we are. Flying late for Jesus. And my house is just right up that hill. And the reason why I have that address is that I can turn in tasks here as desired, and there's even crafting stations and stables to take me where I want to go. So,
Oh, good day.
the Shire. And I think once it's raining one place, it's basically raining everywhere. I'm going to change my outfit. Stately looking. I have a bunch of steeds. These are the ones I actually have. And there's so many available. Like, if I unclick have and put need, that's how many I don't have. And that's what I got. Trying to think of one that looks cool. This one kind of looks neat. It has kind of a nifty effect. And the bit of a stinker is it's raining. And it doesn't have quite the same general loveliness in the area as it's sunshine and clear. But again, for a game that's almost 19 years old, I think it holds up pretty well. It has its problems, but if you are a Tolkien enthusiast and you love the books, this game's pretty faithful to it, and it's hard to beat as a means of journeying in Middle-earth. I wouldn't mind if they used AI to redo the engine, because they could do an awful lot with something like that, but they don't have the manpower to, or the budget, to be honest. To do that. Oh, and there is a horse race in Hobbiton too, the festival for the Shire. I'm gonna head over there. I'm gonna crank the music up a little bit because I think it suits. It's kind of the hobbity music.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
Oh. There's a bit of lag there. So I thought I was going to drop me the drink. That was not a lot of finesse on my part. I think I'm starting to tire a bit. I got plenty of time left. So yay, easy XP.
A lovely day, isn't it?
This is my Rivendell steed. I have a mind to resume some streaming, but I would also like to get back onto Twitch, but I'd like to establish the right settings. Because I had to do a lot to get to where the audio was working right with my microphone so I could speak at room volume and not to yell. I do need to worry about coughing though, because coughing is a lot louder than talking. And this is the Great Smiles. This is the equivalent to the Hobbit library. Kind of a humble library. This is a dance you can earn if you do a bunch of festival quests for the Inn League, which is based in the Shire. Basically involves doing things while you're blind drunk and giving ale to people from faraway places as part of a quest, a timed quest. You get enough reputation and badges of taste, you can get furnishings and things like this jig that I'm doing right now. And this is let's see, this is another one. Dance Hobbit. Dance Hobbit 2. And you do these from, well, there's a few. Oh wow, that's funny. He's holding a staff. It's Elf. I think it's Elf 4. This one's one of my favorites. And as a high elf, my dent 3 is different than the other races of dents. It's a little weird, him doing this in Battle Rattle. And I can't switch back because there's a bug. I have to log out and back in to be able to change my clothes. Ta-da! This is like my shiningest. And do my regular move. Like, this is my favorite cosmetic gear. I love that shield. It's a replica of Celebrimbor's shield. Celebrimbor was one of the... I heart loud cars. He was a lord of the Gwythy Myrddine and a principal crafter, and he's the grandson of Feanor. But I also like this sword quite a bit. It's hard to get a good angle on it, but it's etched. There's some intricate etchings along it, and it's just pretty. Kind of the look of antiquity to it. And I chose a happy expression earlier, but I can change my mood. I can do like solemn. And I spent a long time constructing a face. I could change it at any time, but this was kind of the unique look I decided to give him. My spec right now is DPS, and I was surprised how much those orcs hurt me, but that was because I was in DPS spec, and I really wasn't doing that as well as I could have. But actually now I'm in that mode. I'll do another quick mission actually, just to showcase how much hitting power this guy actually has. And it's up against it'll be up against a giant. It's quite robust. And this is why I like going back to my house if I want to move somewhere else, because it's like I got myself to my home. I'll hop on my hobby horse. And this was the music that I have for my property.
Oh, good day.
Trestle Bridge. I'll get my archer. Give us a buff. I could do a lot more damage with a two-hander, but I always like the sword and board. I like having a shield. Just a little extra protection. A bit more stats. I'll be closing this stream fairly soon, I think, because I need to wind down and spend time with my doggy. Summoning horn. Summon the lady who gives me
What
a
can I
quest
do
to
for
keep
you?
going, or to proceed. And I'm gonna quickly go up this hill. It's kind of like a boss in Wolves. That's the end of them. And that's as easy as that done. Just catch that in, and that's some more XP. When I do my quests tomorrow, I will make level 156. I'm gonna head back to winter home so that I can just start from there tomorrow. Yeah, I'm not the kind of person that says, hey, wolves are evil. But they are not good creatures in this game. Turn the music back down because it's gotta be loud. I'm gonna dismiss my soldier. And I think I can certainly stream again soon, but I definitely need to do my evening wind down and spend time with my doggy and stuff. That was a bit of a taste of the Yule Festival quest, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some of that stuff. And if there are places in the future that you would like to see, especially with this guy, I can go virtually anywhere without aggroing everything. So the only thing that I will aggro is if I go to the absolute new land and they're far to the east. And the environment there is vastly different. Middle Earth is much more European in those terms. Places like Harad and Umbar, the palm trees, different kind of wildlife. There's so much content and so many places to explore, so many things to do. It's easy to get lost in it, but it's my favorite game and it's kind of my mainstay. I do take breaks from time to time, but I always come back. At least I have a setup kind of going, and I can use this resolution without too much fuss. It's been cool, and thanks for hanging out. Somebody's using a consumable on them. From the last season, that was like a Halloween festival consumable to use on somebody to make them do something. I'll do an example of one. Some people make it so that she's wearing my same one, except she opted for a darker color. Her garb looks pretty cool. Man-at-Arms Zariel, Dark Bow, Seeker of the Secret Shadow. Not too many people have this gear that I'm using. But she paid for that copper. Just like me. Pretty much need to be a big fan to blow that kind of money. Look for a...
How can I be of service?
Which one is it? I think it's... What is that? It's the... Well, I'll get a frosty beverage first and show you what that looks like. Snow jars. This looks like a budget version of a snow globe. It's basically just a handful of snow in a jar. If you want it to snow, you probably just have to open it and turn it upside down. I can't remember exactly what that does, but I'm going to see. I think you target somebody and yeah, they have reaction disabled. They have involuntary emotes disabled. Grim crystals. Piles of fluffy snow. Let's see what that looks like. See if I can use it on them. They're wearing the Yule Festival stuff. I wasn't too impressed with the. I have a huge wardrobe, and I'm not the kind of person that says, "Oh, I don't have that, so I must collect it." I have to like how it looks. And I use such a high-res interface that I'm not sure it would be very visible for me to do it like this. But I just have so many other bits of clothing that this year's new offerings don't really impress me that much. So this is their boots, cozy jingle boots. And try to zoom in a bit. This is a cozy jingle mitts. And you can't see it very well. Limitations, but that's the hat and the scarf. Try to zoom in again. And the overclothes. Just not my bag. I haven't even bought these. It would be an easy thing to buy. I have plenty of coins, but I just, I'm not going to chase something just because I don't have it. When you buy consumables and you use them, I think 300 times or 320 times, it becomes a skill and you don't need to consume them anymore. Yeah, those are new. They're definitely new. You can also get
Hello
stuff
there.
from years past. You can sort through festival gifts. The more the merrier steeds. I think I have all of them. Wearable cosmetics. They have boots of a snowy evening, cloak of a snowy evening, scarf of a snowy evening, jacket of a snowy evening. And you can kind of preview, but they don't give you a big window for it. Like my wardrobe, when I open it up, I have 421 of 440 items in my wardrobe. Just, I got stuff that I'm never going to use, but I'm a hoarder, and I can't let crap go. I'll try. I don't know how easy it is to see. I'm going to put on my Ice Expeditions boots. Oh no, cloak, not the hooded one. Mittens and hat. Like, there's kind of a general theme for each festival outfit. They get released every year. As you do them, you can collect the old ones. Yeah, I'm using 4K resolution, and the game's not designed for that. I'm hoping that they implement that. It might behoove me to when I stream, reduce the resolution considerably. And I should think to do that. But my color scheme's rather white and flashy as far as that goes. I have the helmet not visible. If I had the helmet on, this is what my full battle rattle would look like. But to show off my pretty hair, jewelry on my head. And it doesn't even use my sword when I do that emote. Gotta use some poopy one. And I'll do a quick preview of the Snow Strider stuff. So that's the Snow Striders, kind of like Lederhosen. Not letting me use the Snow Striders, man. Oh yeah, I did. Turbina, turbina. That's the Snow Strider stuff. Which looks really uncomfortable to me. The Cloak of Shire Holly. Shire Holly crown. Or mantle of Shire Holly. That's just garments of Shire Holly. They have a gown of Shire Holly as well. This is very Santa's place. I'll show the gown. I mean, you can. It's a woman's garment, but a guy could rock it, I guess. But I wouldn't really be too keen to do that. It's kind of not my style at all. The more the merrier rewards. Wintertide robe. Wintertide. Yeah, sorry it's so small. And I used to have add-ons that I could make things much bigger and windows and stuff. And I know there's a way to do it here. But I don't have the knowledge yet. And I'm starting to fade a bit, so. I have so many bits of cosmetic stuff. And the vast majority of it I will never use, but it's like one of these days, if I gotta get dressed for something like that or whatever I want to do, I'll do it. You have yourself a lovely evening, and I will certainly stream again soon. But wanted to dip my toe back into things. I think I do want to try and return to Twitch just because I have a presence there, and I'd like to kind of expand on it a little bit. And fair winds for now. And I hope you have a kind and gentle night.